Hi guys, good morning to everyone. I'm D. Radhakrishnan, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce. Today we are going to see about functional accounting. In that functional accounting, missionary hour rate method, we are going to see about. What is the mission hour rate method? When a product or using or producing in a manufacturing company, we want to use a machinery. In the missions, how many hours the mission is going, we want to know. In the unit base, we want to know the product of the machinery is going in the own house of their cost and operating cost and maintenance of the cost. In the machine hour rate, we can able to estimate the manufacturing over cost of product and manufacturing the total waste units in the way of using the annual of depreciation. Working of machinery in a year or in the year hourly depreciation rate have been calculated. In the machine, the fixed asset have been take place. It is a normal process what we have been using in the year overhead rates of the depreciations of the machines. The cost of the unit we can be able to calculate it in the machines. For example, for one day the machine is going for 5 hours. The 5 hours the unit having calculated for the product. In the way only if the machine is 1 hour is going to have 5. In the way the same process of the machine is going to be a 5 years. In the calculation of the 5 years, for one day the 5 hours as the machine is running. It can be calculated at the 5 years. It can be know the machine how many hours the machine is going in the process. In the way only the depreciation has been calculated for the machines. In the process of the machine hour rate method, the machine is allocated for 5 years. For example, we can say the machine is purchases in 2020. Then we are going to sell the machine in 2005. How we want to calculate the machine hour rate? It can be calculated by using the hours of the machine. But one day, how many hours the machine is going in the way or running in the process, the product way. In the additional calculation only we can able to find out. For 1 week, the machinery is going as a 24 hours. The 24 hours is calculated for the 5 years. Then we can able to know about the year crossing the cost of allocations and important cost controlling and enhancing the decision making of the machine has. That way only the machine can be know the product of selling the goods as a purchasing way of depreciations. Then we can sell our machines. In the machine only, we are getting a profit or loss in the depreciation has been calculated. The machines is going to be going of profit, we can able to sell that. It can be usage. When the machine is going to be down, it's going to be repeat in the 3 years itself, we can sell the product. There is no loss in the business. How that may only the machine is calculated for the method of the depreciations in the 5 years. In that way only the process have been take place. In that fixed allocations and diminishing balance method also calculated in the machine hour rate method. The way of the depletion method has been taken place by the revolution of the goods. That way of the goods can be taken place by the way of fixing the revolutions method and insurance policy method and depreciation of the fund method. In the missions, we can able to put an insurance for 5 years. Automatically, when the mission is repaired, we can able to claim in the insurance policy method. For that purpose only, before the missions, the insurance policy method have been calculated in the depreciation process. In that way, the process have been take place by the mission hour rate method. In the anti method also, we can able to find that the amount of the same amount is be calculated for the whole years. We can able to find out the product of the machineries can be take place by the process. The diminishing balance method also we have been seen in the last class as well. The product is being going to be down by year to year. The depreciation is calculated by the low price. Before in that way only the straight line method we have been know about the same of the depreciation has been calculated in the way of all the 5 years. But in the machine hour rate method we can able to say the machinery running process only the machine is going to be a down process. If we are purchasing one vehicle or bike, The process is how we can able to find out by the usage of the bike. If you're not using that process, it can be calculated this a wrong way. The machine or otherwise we can say that for an example, the bike is going or using by a 5 kilometers per day. For day only we can able to calculate it by the for week. The week we can able to calculate it in the month and the year and how many years the machine is purchasing and the goods of the bike is going to be run. It can be calculated by the calculation of the process and clearing with the settings of the modes in the passing of the stopping of repays of the goods by machines or rate method have been calculated. That way only it can be able to identify the machines we can be sell or in the profit way or in the selling of the goods in the losses way. This is the machine hour rate method we have been calculated. Thank you.